Hello everyone, welcome to Green One Day at a Time. Today we are going to look at what seeds I'm going to sow in March. Let's start with all the leafy greens. So that is lettuce, a coarse variety, spinach beet or perpetual spinach. So they are bigger, wider leafed spinach, Swiss chard, rainbow mix, Pak Choy, a green variety and a red one, spring onions. This is white Lisbon. I will be sowing these in modular trays just to get earlier harvest, and then I'll be doing a direct sowing as well, so I will get a follow-up harvest for later. Then let's look at some of the herbs. So that is red-leafed basil and sweet basil. This I will be growing in pots indoors for a while because basil needs a lot of heat. They are very susceptible to the UK cold weather. Celery needs a long growing time or even germination time. So I will be doing it at the beginning of March. And that is a white stemmed Pak Choy. With white stem Pak Choy, I didn't have success last year, so I'm hoping I could have some this year. And that is parsley, curly parsley, and you can use it as a perennial. In fact, in the allotment, last year's parsley has survived all the cold that the winter has thrown at it, and it is giving me new leaves now. Let's move to vegetables. So this is Cylindrica Beetroot, and I'm going to try for the first time color beetroot. So with the beetroot, I'll be choosing to do Charles Downing's method of multi-sowing into modules as the first sowing. And then I will also do a second sowing of beetroot, but that will be direct sowing into the allotment. Carrot, there are two varieties. This is resistor F1. This will go into the ground as direct sowing. Turnip, purple top turnip and golden turnip. So there's the other carrot. I think that is Nanatus 5. Yes, so that's Nanatus 5. Both the carrots would be direct sowing. So carrots cannot be done in modules and then transplanted. So that is golden ball turnips. So both the turnips, last year the problem was they had a lot of flea beetle attacks. So this year I would be doing it in modules in greenhouse and then transplanting them when they are at the stage of transplantation to the allotment. The next is Mojtu. This is a Shiraz Mojtu, a purple pea, and this is the normal pea. I think that is shaft variety, green shaft. They were very tasty. I had done this last year. Both of these peas would go in the second or third week of March, direct sowing to the allotment again. So they both will be directly sown. They are not going to be done in modules or trays or deep roots or anything of that sort. By the end of March, around the last week of March, I'll be using deep root training trays to do sweet corn and baby sweet corn. Baby corn, sorry. So sweet corn is the F1 variety and snow baby is this baby corn variety. So both of them would be sown in indoors using the root trainer trays. So that's all the seeds I'm going to do in March. Now let's see what I am going to sow today. So first thing is to fill up trays properly with pre-moistened compost, because the seeds I'm going to sow today are all very small seeds. Mostly it will all be the green leafy vegetables. So tap them gently so you can see all the compost settles in. You don't need to press them, just tap them, and then they will settle back nicely into the modules, and then you can fill them if there is a need for it. In this tray, the first 5 modules, I'm going to plant lettuce Lola Rosa variety. I forgot to show the seeds earlier. Because I only have 5 seeds, I'm going to try and sow them 5 individual seeds in individual modules. It's not really advisable to do that. You can put all 5 in a small, 2 or 3 in a small tray. With the coarse lettuce variety, I'm going to do 2 to 3 seeds per module so that I can get a better germination success. Because the seeds are so small, sow them on the surface of the soil and make sure that there is enough contact with the seeds, and you can gently cover them with a light dusting of compost or even perlite. I'll do that in the end. I'll do all the seeds first and then do the covering in the end. So now I'm going to sow some Pak Choy. So that's the mix with the green and the red leafed one. So I'm going to sow 10 modules, each with a couple of seeds. See, the seeds are very small, like a brassica seed, so it shouldn't be buried too deep into the soil. They should stay on the surface, just like the lettuce seeds, and you can have a light dusting on the top. Next, I'm going to sow Kamastuna Red. I forgot to show the seeds earlier, and also White Lisbon. With the case of White Lisbon, the seeds are big. They are much bigger seeds than any seeds I've shown earlier. So for sowing spring onions, I'm going to create a small dip in the compost and then use Charles Dowing method of sowing 5 to 6 seeds in each module so that I can harvest them as a bunch. Because the seeds are big, you sow them a little bit deeper than the lettuce seeds or the Pak Choy seeds. So I will just close them up. Next is Kamasuna Red. It's in the family of calabrese, so the seeds are extremely small, just like cabbage and cauliflower seeds. So we would sow them at the surface of the soil and then give them a light dusting. So I'll do all of the rest of the seeds I'm going to do in modules. Water them well. Because all the seeds are so small, I'm going to use a spray bottle to water them really well and then leave them in the greenhouse. So here is all the seeds I've sown today. Lettuce, 2 varieties, and that is Pak Choy and spring onions, and I've done spinach, Swiss chard, parsley. They are in a propagator. And I'm going to cover all of them with some fleece to keep them a little bit more warm. Hope you enjoyed this video about my plan for the month of March. Stay safe and see you soon with another video.